Hello, I'm Laura Kimmick, and right now I'm here in Haneda, Japan. Yes, that Haneda, where the airport is. I have a little bit of a cold, but I'm getting better. And on November 3rd, Japan's November 3rd, I turned in my, in Kochi, Japan, I turned in my JET application, Japan Exchange and Teaching application, 2025 for 2026. And I realized that my first time I filled it out last year, I forgot to edit the essay and make sure it was not more than 2 pages. That was probably my one mistake. But luckily, I corrected that. And another mistake on my essay was making it sound academic instead of using colorful words, such as you know adventure, exciting, um, learning, you know, it, you know, learning in a different way. So, you know, words and phrases like that. So I think mid-January, the latest February, I'll find out if I made it to the interview this time. I picked Portland, Oregon because my daughter and son-in-law live near there, and they can help me get to the airport, and their dad too, if he decides to come at this, initially instead of later. So at 61 years old, I'm trying again. So there's no maximum age, but they do scrutinize people over the age most of like 39, much more closely. At least scrutiny for people under 30. So I'm very excited about, finally turning it in. To me, the statement of purpose, also known as the SOP or essay, was the most difficult. So many, rewrites. Oh, so that was difficult. But I learned more about myself and learned that I do have many more talents than I thought I had. So if I when I do get the job as an assistant language teacher ALT, I'll leave in July or August. I did not want to leave in April mainly because I did not want to deal with extra paperwork like extra medical forms. Yes, and I downloaded my applications to save for reference. They do not save people's applications from the previous year. In a lot of ways, that's a good thing. So you can always start fresh every time. There's no limit to a number of times you can apply. But the minimum age to apply is 20 years old, and the minimum degree is a bachelor's degree, or be at least 9 months away from obtaining a bachelor's degree. Yeah, so that if anything, it doesn't matter. So that's a good thing. And I heard with same-sex couples, they're getting a little bit, you know, less strict about that, but they still have a long way to go when it comes to same-sex couples. And when it comes to children, okay, I'm going to cough. Excuse me. I'm a lot better than I used to be. Um, with children who are, of course, adult children, 18 plus, unless they're citizens of Japan, they need their own, visa. But of course, they have to be a citizen of Japan in another country, not only Japan, because people who have citizens of only Japan cannot work for the JET program, or what I'm going for, JET program USA. So I'm very excited, and I'll keep you updated on everything I'm doing. And you can look at my Facebook. It's my original name, Laura Kimmick, LauraKimmick, and enjoy my pictures and videos, of Japan. And I'm leaving Japan in a couple of days, go to Los Angeles and Guayaquil, then back home to near Cuenca, Ecuador, Puente Europa. And also, soon my husband and I will be moving to our farm in Guayabujo, which is inside of a town called, same province, but a different canton, called Guachapala. So that will be downsizing. And my husband Randy is stressing out, but he'll be okay. And I'm just looking for ways to tackle the problem, so I'm not as stressed out about that. But we're both very excited, about that too. So we'll have a home in Japan and a home in Ecuador. So that will be so nice. And our 23-year-old son Kobe Kimmick lives in Kochi, Japan, and he'll be graduating next year. And he's hoping to, on Saturday, November 8th, get accepted to Ryoma College, where he can major in IT, information technology. He may double major in information technology and Japanese. That'd be nice. Get 2 bachelor's degree. Even if he gets one, we're still very proud of him. But I have a good, I think it's a good chance he'll make it. And he never feel need to leave Japan because that's what he really wants to be. But his dad said that he can also do the option of the HAL in Tokyo. Since he didn't get into Tokyo, he can try other campuses like Osaka and I think it's uh, Nagano. I don't remember, but it's definitely Osaka's another campus, one of the less popular campuses. But hopefully he was get into stay at Ryoma College, so we don't have to worry about that. He doesn't have to move, so that'll be great. He does enjoy living in Kochi, but that way he doesn't have to worry about moving until he graduates and gets a job somewhere like in Tokyo, Osaka, Fukuoka, Kyoto, or any other big city. So right now I'm in Haneda, near the Haneda Airport in Tokyo. So Tokyo's not far from here. And I was looking around Haneda, they have these little, like, old time narrow streets and neighborhoods. It feels like a small town. Then we leave these narrow, streets, then it's like the big city of Haneda, which is really nice. I don't have much energy in the morning right now because I'm still recovering from my cold or whatever I had. But whatever it was, getting rid of bacteria instead of the virus was much more effective. And I think what happened was I was using, what is that? I was just using some kind of saline spray I got from in Ecuador, and it was, and that's how. And then when I ran out, that's when it stopped. And that's when I started getting sicker. They don't have the little spray bottles for the nose saline. They just have those big, things where in Japan where they have to put in one side and pushes out the mucus on the other side. These, big containers. That's all they have here, which is good, but they need something more compact too. But overall, it was a wonderful trip. I miss my husband Randy, and we look forward to seeing each other when I get home. Yeah, so that would be wonderful. Okay, so right now it's getting cold because it's gonna be December. Much as I love Japan, since I prefer warmer weather. I'm leaving at a good time because it does get chilly. Like I walked across the bridge and in the busy part of Haneda, and it was windier because I guess it was higher up, but it was still nice at night. I always love the cities at night, especially here in Japan. All the lights, the people, the fact that it's overall quite safe here, which is just wonderful. Yeah. So I'm gonna not exert myself too much and continue to recover, and hopefully I'll be all well by the time I reach Los Angeles, especially by the time I reach Randy and my husband in Ecuador. Well, until next time,